It's been an exceedingly long time since I have recorded a video of the clock radio. You might have noticed on this channel there hasn't been very many clock radios recently, and that's because, to be quite blunt about it, the supply has largely dried up. In that, number one, there aren't too many vintage clock radios out there that I haven't already covered some variation of. Number two, they're just not being donated to thrift stores very often, I guess because they've all been donated already. Number three, most of the ones that do get donated are either completely uninteresting or are broken in some way. And number four, the cost has gone off the charts. Completely off the charts. It's like that with everything, but it seems like it's pretty bad for these. Where I used to be able to get a clock radio for like $3 or $4, $2.99, $3.99, etc., etc. This one here cost me $9 plus taxes, and it's not even really all that special. You can see it says Lloyds on it, which tells you all that you really need to know, and that it's really just not all that special. In fact, it's probably a gigantic piece of crap. But I got it, and something possessed me to buy it, purely because, I don't know, again, something possessed me to buy this thing. Is it the design? Because the design looks pretty nice. I happen to think that this is a pretty timeless design. The silver and wood grain and all that stuff. But I don't know. I have covered clock radios that look something like this. I don't remember what color of the display, or what color the display is. I would have almost certainly tested it when I got this thing. But I don't, like I said, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I got it. Is the date actually on that thing? On that sticker? I don't think so. I don't think they put dates on these stickers. But it's probably easily been, 6 months, if not a year. Or more. But if we take a look, it's got a high and a dim setting. That's your dimmer, of course, for your display. It's set to dim right now. FM and AM band switch. There's not really much movement on those switches. Now, that seems to be working. On. Is it on? Yes. Off and auto for your alarm. On the top, if we take a look here, we have a sleep timer. There's a time set button there, which is actually very nice. A lot of the GEs don't have this, so you could very easily accidentally push, well, on a GE, be hour or a minute, you could push those while you're fumbling around in a half-awake state and accidentally change the time on your clock radio. That would be pretty annoying. Alarm set button, fast, slow, and a snooze button, which is actually quite small, but it is separated from all the other controls. There'd be a speaker somewhere under there, presumably anyway. I would guess probably like a 2 or a 3-inch speaker at best. On this side, there is absolutely nothing. On the back, there's an outlet for the power cord, but otherwise, absolutely nothing. I'm not sure if there would have been a model that had battery backup. I don't think this one does. It does not. But maybe that's what this would have been. There's a little indentation in the case there. And on this side, we have a tuning knob and a volume knob, which does not have a buzzer position, so I don't believe this thing actually has an alarm buzzer. It's wake to radio or wake to silence. Oh, actually it's right there. Radio and buzz for your alarm type. It is model number J265, series something. It's actually ripped, so I have no idea. 10 watts power usage from Lloyds Electronics Limited, made in Hong Kong. Interestingly, let's have a look-see here at this warning. To prevent electric shock, blah blah blah. To prevent Fire or shock hazard. Okay, I read it wrong. Do not expose to water, or rain, or moisture. Well, I guess that excludes humidity. It's very humid. Shock hazard, do not open. Interesting that that's in both languages, but the warning isn't. This receiver complies with FCC requirements, and there's a serial number right down there. Now that begs the question that I'm sure everybody is now asking. What color display does this have? What kind of display does this have? It's not particularly obvious just by looking at it. So if you want to leave your guess, you can go ahead and leave your guess in the comments down below, while I go ahead and untie this here and give my guess as to what kind of display this has. Now, invariably, like I said earlier, I tested this before buying it. I hope I tested it before buying it. It's not completely dead. But I would have tested this before buying it. But I don't remember because it's been so long. If I had to put a guess on what kind of display this is going to be, and don't let this color your guess, this probably has a red LED display. Just a boring, standard red LED display. It could be a vacuum fluorescent display. Those would have been pretty common back then. Looks like there's a lot of paint splattering all over this cable. It's kind of weird. Well, I guess this side would have been facing up. It's not polarized or anything like that. But to me, a vacuum fluorescent display screams higher end, I guess, a little bit, in a way. I don't really have any concrete logic to base that on, but something about a clock radio with a vacuum fluorescent display and the Lloyds brand name does not jive in my mind. So I'm going to guess that it is a red LED display. Here we go. Go ahead and plug it in. And I would be wrong. It is a vacuum fluorescent display. I guess that's why it's in the dim position. It actually looks pretty good. There's the high position. Yeah, that's got pretty good emission on it. Huh. I was not expecting that. Now, the sleep button is pressed, which is interesting. Is the sleep timer on? It is not. I'm willing to guess there was a mention of lamps on the bottom of this. And I'm willing to bet that that actually refers to dial lighting for this, which would allow you to operate the tuner in the dark, and also allow you to see it a little bit better. 101 times out of 100, that's dead. Let's see if it works on this one. Now, need no lighting there. In fact, there's not anything. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ah, very dirty control. Okay. No wonder it doesn't work. Unfortunately, I don't think my deoxit is here. Yeah, I don't have my deoxit to hand. So, interestingly, there's no dial lighting. So that's out of the question. I'm assuming the sleep button probably doesn't work because it's pressed down like that. Do the time set buttons work? Well, sort of. Probably need a little bit of cleaning as well, but they do seem to function. The fast one does anyway. Slow one seems to work and doesn't jump all over the place when I wiggle the button, so that's good. The alarm set button also works. There's a little bit of a delay before it switches back to the time. That's also kind of interesting. Alright, so here's the deal. It's on FM. I don't know if I can actually demonstrate the radio with how dirty that volume control is. I'm going to bring this thing all the way to the lowest end of the scale. I'll turn the radio on. And we'll see if we can get this thing to make noise. That's more than just that. Okay. Let's do a band scan. This is way off, by the way. Because I think this station that's right there is actually supposed to be right here. Maybe not.
Il y a des pages très denses, il y a des pages avec un mot, deux mots, etc. Donc on a une expérience de lecture vraiment où on doit être impliqué, qui rappelle dans une certaine mesure les calligrammes de Guillaume Apollinaire. Il faut comme qu'on développe sa propre stratégie.
Yeah, I think it is off. At least by a little bit. Maybe not as wildly as I thought it was, but it's definitely off. I mean, what do you expect for a cheap radio, to be honest? Yes, I think this is 93.9 megahertz right where it is, so it's about 2 megahertz off. Does this have automatic frequency control? I don't think so. Dead spot. It might have some kind of silencing circuit in it. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, we'll turn that back where it was. I think it does have some kind of a silencing circuit in here, and that's why these stations that it's having trouble receiving are quieter. I think that's it. I'm not going to see anything else. Let's try AM and see what happens. It's 11:52 p.m. If it even works. Now, there's a lot of hash on that. Again, if it's actually going to work. Dirty control. Now, maybe I can get it by holding it. Turn that down a bit. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise. There is something in there, it's just hard to tell. Should be a local station coming up. Now it's just trashed.
He's on YouTube,
oh, there it is.
And he talks about the GM of the San Francisco Raiders. This is Brandon Ayuk. General manager don't pull up to my house. Oh, weirdo.
I'll work a whole lot.
Right, and look for those sprayed electrical cords. So
that's not a local station.
They're good to go.
It's coming in pretty good.
Take one day and just look at these things and
yeah, and maybe we should touch on a little bit about how to use the fire extinguisher.
I wonder what that is.
At the pull, aim at the base of the flame.
There's a lot of garbage on this band, though. Wow. It's also not local.
Find new ways to tell the stories that resonate or should resonate with us. And I think that what Nat and his team have done.
More garbage. More garbage. Did hear something in there a little bit. Should be another round of garbage coming up. That might actually be a battery charger, because there's a battery charger that's running on the same outlet strip this is plugged into right now. That's probably what it is. Should be a station lamp here too.
The problem is not only the individuals who cause it. It is a system that allows the behavior to continue.
That's basically it. So I'm going to go ahead, well actually I probably don't even need to stop the video to demonstrate this, because some of these will allow you to do things with the alarm setting. We'll see if this is one of them. I'm going to go ahead, make sure it's set to buzz right now, and it is, because wake to radio is not all that interesting. And we'll hear what the buzzer is going to be. Place your bets in the comments. Is it going to be just a 60 hertz foghorn, which is probably what it's going to be, that'd be my guess. Is it going to be like a beeper tone, like, you know, your usual alarm clock noise, or is it going to be something completely different? So right now the time is 6:03. This is set to 12:43. I'm going to set this to auto, and I'm going to do this a couple times just to make sure that it's actually set. And let's see what happens if I advance the alarm. There you go. It's not volume controllable. Snooze button there. It is a foghorn. Is anybody really surprised by that? I think that's pretty much it for this video of this Lloyds model number J265 FM AM electronic clock with radio. Of course, that's what FM AM means. With a vacuum fluorescent display. I really just was not expecting that. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.